Just want to let you lot know that if you're watching this clip on the Fozcast YouTube channel, the full episode is now available to watch exclusively on Spotify, and it's free. Come on.
The first time I heard about it was when Chelsea used to send out 10, 15 players on loan.
And the rest as
well. And the rest, yeah. So when it was me, I was just contacting my under-21 manager and he used to deal with it. Okay. But yeah, now I think that because there's so many young players out on loan, I think there's designated loan managers.
They're going to have to do it. I think we've got like as a goalie, as I was younger, it was a bit better, to be fair, because the goalie coach, if you're in the senior team anyway, there's probably 4 goalies max.
That's right. Yeah.
So my goalie coach would just check in on me.
We'll be in on you.
Yeah, every Monday it would be ringing me or it'd be getting my clips and stuff like that, and he'd be able to look at them. Whereas the outfield players, you don't really have that kind of relationship with like a coach or a manager, do you? Anyway, like goalies, that's why I think goalies the best position on the pitch. Anyway, you have a nice little unit. You know?
One thing I want to ask you about was going on loan. So you made your debut in for Spurs in like Jan 11, FA Cup round 3, score a goal, get man of the match, and then you don't make another appearance for the rest of the season.
Know what? The problem with that is the next day, David Beckham turned up to train at Spurs. So I'd had my debut on the right-hand side, thinking I was David Beckham, about to make my breakthrough. The next day, David Beckham turns up on his break from the MLS. He was training with the club and I couldn't even play on the right because David Beckham was there. So
shut up. So you've played for the squad. You scored the day before.
Man of the match.
And just because Bex wants to use it for a bit of training to keep himself sharp, they're like, well, you're going to have to play on the right-hand side then.
Not even that. I was jogging around the pitch. There was too many in training, so I was like jogging around the pitch while they were playing some side of games because there was too many players. Yeah.
So from that night going home to going, I've cracked it. I mean, I've made it. To then, I guess you were humbled pretty quickly the next day.
That's football, isn't it? That's football. Like one day you can be up there and then walk crashing down to earth. So again, probably a learning experience for me.
Bex, you bellend.
Well, you
absolute bellend.
Don't clip that one. But this is what I was saying about with Luton now. You do hear it so much. And I think that a lot of fans, probably me included a few years ago, would go, Andros is in at Luton, experience is so important. And I think a lot of people go, this is elite level football. Surely you just have the players in there and they're great on their own merit. But the importance of experience is hugely, hugely undervalued, probably by most of the armchair fans. Is that probably fair to say?
Listen, I can't speak what I can bring, but for me, I've played at the highest level since I was 20, 21, 22. Yeah. It takes a lot to get there and stay there. So I don't know, maybe the manager wants the players to see how I conduct myself on Monday to Friday, how early I get into the gym, what I'm eating, how I recover, what my enthusiasm is like on a Monday morning when I haven't played the Saturday before. Am I still... So I think that's what you can't replicate unless you've had those experiences of what we've spoken about
Watford
before, like
earlier
Watford and like we spoke about. So yeah, I think that's what experience is.
Yeah, I think even on the pitch on a Saturday afternoon, I think if you're on a pitch with your Luton teammates and you're drawing or something, it's the 85th minute, 86th minute, and that's the bit there where I think the other players can look around and go, Andros is here, thank God for that. He knows what to do. He knows that if he gets it in a tight situation, not to try and do anything stupid, maybe even just kick it out to Rose Ed. They can't score from Rose Ed, you know. I think those are sort of things that, even for me as a younger player, I would look around and think, he's experienced. I know I can count on him. And that's the thing that I used to love seeing. So I know some of them young lads will love seeing you there in that position as well.
Hope so. Yeah. Hope so.
We need to talk about moving to Newcastle. One thing when we always chat in the podcast is whenever we talk about Newcastle, it tends to go around socials because Newcastle, St James's Park is this magical place. What was it like making your debut at St James's?
It was incredible. Oh man, what a place. They love wingers as well. So for me, literally running down the wing, they took to me very quickly. It was incredible. 3 or 4 months, I think I was only there. I went in there end of January. We got relegated in May. So I was there 4 months, but I loved it. The fans loved me. They took to me. It was just a shame that we got relegated and I was doing so well. I got an option to stay in the Premier League and I took it.
Yeah. Well, that Newcastle little sort of like microcosm, is it genuinely do they just live for football there, basically? For football. That's what it is about, right? Yeah,
and the best thing is the stadium is right in the city centre, so...
That's their church.
Yeah, it's their church, man. It's unbelievable. What a club, and it's so nice to see how well they're doing now, because those fans deserve it, man.
We said it, didn't we? Imagine being there for that PSG game a couple of weeks ago.
Mate, we got to go. We want to go to one of these Champions League games. We've got to go because I want to see just even like people like Dan Burn and Anthony Gordon. You see them anytime they did a good tackle and they were going, come on. Yeah. That gets everybody roaring. Bellingham was doing that the other night for England. I love seeing that though.
Yeah. And my last game for Newcastle, we had already been relegated. Our rivals, Sunderland, stayed up. We got relegated.
Yeah,
we
had
a loss.
3-0,
they won 3-0 against Everton. So we were playing Spurs last day of the season, and the fans decided, right, we're going to use this game to try and convince Rafa Benitez to stay. Honestly, we were relegated already. It was probably one of the best atmospheres I've ever played in.
Was that the 4-0 or 4-1 or something?
5-1.
5-1, yeah. That was the year Leicester won the Prem, weren't it?
That would have been, and Spurs needed to win to finish above Arsenal.
Yeah, that was it.
First time in many years.
Spurs eat it up, didn't they?
Yeah. So that even being relegated, those fans were incredible.
I want to talk about your time at Crystal Palace.
Why don't we talk about Andros' debut at Crystal Palace?
Oh yeah, let's talk about your debut at Crystal Palace.
I was doing a bit of research yesterday. It's innocuous. You won't remember it.
Yeah.
It was a 1-0.
You will remember it.
It was a 1-0 loss to a Pulis. What do you call
West
it?
Brom.
A Pulis wet dream, do you call it?
Oh yeah, a 1-0 win for Tony
Sure, he scored
Pulis.
like a wide free kick or something.
It was. I think it was a corner. I think Solomon Rondon flicked it on and James McLean tapped it in at the back post.
About right, yeah.
1-0 away win at Selhurst Park. It was disgusting, but it is quite literally a Tony Pulis wet dream, that is. But that's what you get from when you're playing against that. You know what you're going to get, don't you? But when you're playing matches like that, are you kind of thinking, oh, here we go?
Yeah, because I played under Sam Allardyce, so he was very similar.
Yeah.
So you know what you're going to get, and you know when you play in these ties and they score the way they want to score. It's like, not that way. Like,
You know it's coming.
You know it's coming,
Yeah.
but don't, like, there's ways to lose football matches, but don't lose to West Brom with a corner or a set piece. Like, don't do it. Like,
It's so stereotypical.
So stereotypical. Just don't do it. But yeah.
Mate, years of it, we used to love it. We used to pride ourselves on it. I'm not joking, you're right. Scoring one of them goals is quite literally what we work for. You know what I mean? We'll do it like Thursday, Friday. You wouldn't kick a ball really. It was set pieces of, right, put the ball into the box, and it's like, no, it needs to be a bit higher, a bit more driven, because then you can get the flick on, and then you all just pile it.
Thursday and Friday.
Thursday and Friday. Brutal, mate.
Did you have set piece bonuses?
He did at some point. Yeah, he had set piece bonuses for scoring, and then he had set piece bonuses against as well.
Yeah.
So if you let in a set piece, you would get fined for it. Whoever's man it was that scored, you would get fined for it.
It was come off your pot, or you get fined for it?
Personal fine, like a club fine.
You're joking.
No, seriously, yeah.
Is that why all your back four are all 6'5"?
Yeah, damn right. It's 6'5" centre backs. My right back was a centre back.
That must have got heated after the game in the dressing room. Like,
It was always a case of whose man was it.
Yeah.
Whose man was it? Then you're getting fined for it. All right, that's it.
Thanks everybody for watching. We hope you enjoyed this clip of the Fozcast. If you would like to watch the full episode, it is now available exclusively on Spotify for free.